Oh, guys, good morning and happy Monday to you. Welcome into the stream. Last stream here in Pennsylvania as I'm going to be flying back to Arizona later today. How crazy was the Cowboys-Packers game? 40-40 tie. I mean, that's what we talk about when we talk about sports being so unpredictable. If you would have told me that game ended in a tie, I would have said you're nuts. We don't see too many of those, but especially two teams combining for 80 points, and we know the Packers defense, just insane how many points they gave up, and Cowboys hung in there. So it was really, really crazy. But what's up, Irish? No, today's not 7.5K day. I know everyone's so pumped up for the giveaway, but we are sitting at 12 subscribers shy of 7,500. So the stream will be happening sometime this week, maybe tomorrow, maybe Wednesday. I'll definitely announce it on Twitter. We're going to start off with some DFS, DGFA iSlip generator, and kind of taking a look at what's going on. But yeah, it'll be soon. Definitely be soon. I know, Irish, very close. Elwin, good morning to you. Chi-Town, how are you, my friend? Good morning. All right, so let's start off with, I'll showcase first this 6-pick entry over here on Underdog. And I'll put this on the screen. Hopefully it fits. Looks like, yeah, it all fits on the screen here. You can see this whole play. Perfect. But we are very, very close to where it needs to be. Top of the morning to you too, Arturo. And appreciate you guys tuning in. How did it go for you this weekend with football? Obviously, I had a lot of other things going on, so I wasn't able to get in as many bets as I normally am. Nice to see Roma Dunze get in the end zone yesterday. That worked out well for us. And I'm trying to think of what else. Oh, we had Bryce Young. Bryce Young didn't play well, but he didn't throw an interception, which was great. So I don't know what to make of Bryce Young though. Panthers got absolutely blitzed after winning 30-0 against the Falcons. It's kind of this back and forth, right? You see this a lot, guys, in the NFL. The Falcons get shut out against Carolina, and then yesterday they put up 34 points against Washington. You kind of see this back and forth happen all the time. And so, it's obviously wild. It's unpredictable. So this is going to be a 6-pick slip over here on PrizePicks. The Major League Baseball season the regular season is officially over. Playoffs start tomorrow. How about the Cincinnati Reds getting that final spot? How about the Mets? The collapse of the Mets. I mean, the Mets just do what the Mets do. Just have this incredible collapse. Don't make it into the postseason. Cincinnati gets that final spot. So we have our matchups for the wild card round. Cubs and the Padres, Dodgers, Reds. And then in the American League, it's just going to be, Yankees, Red Sox. What more could you ask for? It's going to be fantastic. And then Guardians and the Tigers, excuse me. So more divisional based in the American League. National League, we kind of have interdivisions, which I like to see the interdivisions. I don't know about you. Yankees, Red Sox, anytime we can see Yankees, Red Sox, that's always a good thing. But it's just kind of like, and if you guys don't want to play a 6-pick, that this will be a 4-pick entry you can rock over here on PrizePicks. I like seeing the interdivisional matchups. You don't see these as much, so I'm looking forward to playoff baseball getting started tomorrow. We will definitely look at maybe some totals, some money lines, some run lines, some player props as well when it comes to Major League Baseball. All right, and then obviously from that 6-pick entry and 4-pick entry, if you only wanted to play a 3-pick entry, this would be the top 3 picks from that entry. It's still almost a 12% edge. Chi-Town's going for the Cubs, Irish for the Reds. There we go, yeah, Irish hitting Caleb on his interceptions. Chi-Town said 60-plus slips yesterday and down 4 units yesterday. Had a nuke in a few straights that didn't work out. Ken, good morning to you as well. Oh, Edge Zone, what's going on, man? What a Sunday Edge Zone had. You catch any of the projections? I wasn't able to catch him, Edge Zone. But obviously, if you guys, I know Irish is in, but we talked about Edge Zone, how it's a newer Discord, guys, that's really doing things a bit differently than other Discords. And we'll kind of walk through that here a little bit later because there's a lot of good stuff going on. Yeah, Edge Zone kind of had a wild weekend. My laptop got smashed. I had to go purchase a new laptop on Friday and then kind of get the whole thing set up. Kind of crazy right now that we only have Underdog and PrizePicks. So it's been a whirlwind of a weekend. My laptop here off to the side, I'm still able to use it. I'm able to hook it up to an external monitor and use it, but I am using the new laptop right now. But once I get back to Arizona tonight, I'll be able to kind of fully finish the configuration. Yeah, don't check your backpacks into and don't check your carry-ons early. Don't do that at all. It's not going to sometimes work out for you. So, but appreciate Alex and the OddGM team coming through and taking care of me with a new laptop, which was very, very nice. Looks like over here on Better, guys, if we're looking to make any kind of slip, 5-pick or 3-pick, let's go with a 5-pick first. See, there isn't any options that OddGM thinks are of value. So over here on Dodson, Matt Shaw, we're getting minus 121 on a 5-pick entry here. Nothing that maybe I'm over the moon really crazy about. Bo Nix tonight, doubleheader tonight for Monday Night Football. One of the games here, Bengals and the Broncos. Over 5.5 rushing attempts. Again, all the books have this either 4.5 or 5.5. We're getting this at 5, which, I mean, you see the Pinnacle's at 5.5. If Pinnacle changed this to 5, this might be Pinnacle. You have to make a projection in your head of what it's going to be, what Pinnacle's line would be. It's probably going to be, I'd say, like minus 115, maybe minus 125, somewhere in there. So I don't really know how much value we're receiving on this 5, right? So I'm not a big fan of it. If we come over to Fliff, just not enough over there on Better for me to, even though I disagree, I can disagree with some of the plays in red, there's not maybe enough value there for me to want to make a slip. Again, if you come here and click the 2 minimum data points, this is where you can type in 2, meaning if you want 2 other sports books showing you odds, or if you want 5 other sports books showing you their odds, you're going to receive different values. Now, here on this Tigers moneyline play, to be honest, once we get a difference of 8 or larger, I'm interested. So what I mean by that is FanDuel's price is minus 164. Fliff's price is minus 155. The difference between those two numbers is 9. That's where I start to get interested in these plays. So there's a difference of 10 with Pinnacle and 9 with BetOnline. I don't mind that, again. But this is the best that we can kind of look at this type of play. When we're looking at Edge Zone, guys, the beauty with Edge Zone in their Discord is that they're going to show you when Pinnacle starts to take more liquidity, meaning you can wager more money, you're going to start to see massive shifts in the odds from the sharp from Pinnacle moving, and that's going to be an excellent indicator. Here, the best thing that we can do is just say, well, this looks like a decent price. Maybe I'd put a quarter or half unit on this play on the Tigers money line. Irish, what's good? Yeah, I love that. So that's kind of the problem here with this. We'll take a look at parlay play. So not much maybe in terms of what OddGM sees as value. I normally like to go at least 2, if not 3 data points, guys, when we're looking at this DFS optimizer. Because I just like the more sports books that have their odds or opinions, the more confidence they have in a play. If we're looking at DraftKings Pick 6, we're starting off with 3-man entries, no insurance. Let's go with at least 2. At least 2 minimum data points and see what we have. Again, full customization up here, guys. If you want to go by sport, by league, by stat type, by team, by player, this is all available to you. Not something I normally gloss over, but this is here. So for Boston, this is only a 3-cent difference on her points, rebounds, and assists compared to FanDuel. Pinnacle's not showing any odds right here, and you can't really see because my head's in the way. Stay hot, Billy. Stay hot, kid. So it's really hard for me to say, well, if Pinnacle's not showing odds for any of these plays, my confidence goes from here to here, okay? So now I'm really relying on FanDuel, and as you can see, while we are receiving a better price than FanDuel on some of these plays, this Boston play, it's only 3 cents. It's not that big of a deal. Now, over here, maybe on Smith, this is 14 cents. I can get a little bit more behind this type of play. So in general, guys, like when I see a board looks like this, I'm kind of like I don't really want to touch any of these. I think FanDuel can be sharp for player props, especially for WNBA. But, I mean, that's only one book, so I don't have a great deal of confidence. So if you want to rock a 3-pick slip, you can go down the line here. I'd say maybe Smith first, Young second, and then I would take Howard or Mitchell. Otherwise, though, I don't really have anything that I'm going to have full confidence getting behind it. Let's take a look at Dabble really quick. Dabble, let's look at a 3-man entry. Again, I'm much more interested in playing 3-man slips compared to 5-man slips. Less variance. You're going to see a little bit more consistent results. While you're going to see some stretches of wins or of losses, you'll see some losing streaks. You'll see a little bit less of those with 3-mans than with 5-mans. So right here with like Justin Fields, he is playing in tonight's game. The under 27.5 passing attempts, we're getting this at minus 122. Pinnacle and FanDuel have this line at 26.5. So I'm okay with this. Not a great price maybe compared to BetMGM, which this can also be another indicator. You see MGM at minus 125. I mean, MGM is a pretty easy book to make money on. So this would give me some confidence knowing that Dabble has odds similar to MGM. That would be like a green light indicator for me, right? But if I see odds similar to FanDuel, I think the FanDuel is a much sharper book, harder to beat. I wouldn't have that much confidence in this play. So seeing that MGM and Dabble have similar lines provides confidence for me. I'd be fine adding Fields on your 3-man entry on the under. Now for Key Brian Hayes on his bases or hits for this Reds-Dodgers game tomorrow, only Props Builder is the only other book that's showing odds. Now we're receiving a great price on Dabble compared to Props Builder. Again, I have more confidence in the Fields play than the Hayes play. And that would be the same thing here for Max Fried, however you say my man's name. A little bit more confidence here because we got Fliff, Props Builder, and DraftKings. I would say Fields, Fried, and then I would go with maybe Boston, right? We're getting the under 24.5 compared to 23.5. I would go with these 3 right here as maybe my play. Okay, that would be the 3-man slip right over here is what I would do. Rock these 3 right here with Fields. 2 unders and an over with Fields, Fried, and then Boston. That's how I would rock it. 3-man entry over on Dabble. All right, let's take a look at some arbitrage plays. Let's see what we got going on. And before we jump into the arbitrage tool, guys, we've talked about this in the last couple of streams. For the OGs and DGens, I appreciate your patience. But something that's OddsJam has rolled out is the deposit optimizer. So you can tell OddsJam, here's how much money I have for sports betting, and maybe it's $500. And since I'm in Pennsylvania right now, you're going to be able to see that these are the books that's going to tell you to put exactly how much money you want to deposit based off of your bankroll. If you have a $5,000 bankroll, then that's going to change. It's going to tell you to put this much money in each one of these sports books. So depending on your bankroll, if it's $50,000, then you have 19 books that you want to put your money into. And as we know, guys, though, we know that Bet Parks and Bet Rivers and Sugar House are all the same, right? They're all the same in terms of an odds maker. So, this one's kind of a little bit different once you know some of your books. But anyways, guys, the deposit optimizer is great. No matter how much money that you have, it's just going to tell you what you want to do. So it's nice, it's quick and easy. And this is all based off of a couple things. Number one, the opportunities in your state, sign-up bonuses, but also OddsJam's taking a look at its historical data and said, here's the betting opportunities that we've seen over the years. This is the books that you want to put your money into, right? So it makes things really easy, kind of creates a roadmap for you when you first start your betting experience so that you know where to go. And that's a really big deal, right? You're maybe not putting too much money. You put half your bankroll in Caesars. You're not seeing that many plays on Caesars. You're like, dude, OddsJam's not providing me any value. So the idea behind the software is we want to provide you as much value as possible. And that's what the deposit optimizer was created to do. So again, guys, if you want to try OddsJam 1 week for free and then save 35% off your first month, use code Billy35. I'm going to throw a link in here in the description. Make sure that when you talk to the fine folks over at OddsJam, you tell them that you want to try this for free. So the one thing that and then you're going to get platinum 1 week for free. One thing that I can't do is because I'm on my new laptop, I don't have my Discord. I'm not logged into my Discord. So I can't, guys, show you through Edge Zone, but I can do that tomorrow on the stream because I'll have this ready to go. So tomorrow we can kind of show you through Edge Zone, guys, and check it out. But it has been a very fun, awesome Discord that I've been really enjoying. And you got some of the sharpest and brightest minds over there with Arb Father and Arbologist leading the way. They got some really good contributors that are in there. They got dedicated college football guys that are originators, UFC. They have various different creators and originators that are making their own lines, which allows you then to bet into the sharp sports books. You don't have to worry about burning through your FanDuel or DraftKings or Fanatics account when you're using Edge Zone, because their whole idea is we're going to have originators that are going to create their own odds and numbers and tell us, hey, you can go bet this at the Pinnacle. You can go bet this at BetOnline or Bookmaker or Bet105. right? You can bet into the sharp books that aren't going to limit you. That's the beauty behind Edge Zone, guys, is you're not going to have to worry about getting limited using Edge Zone because you're going to be betting into books that are going to take your action. The No Vig, the Profit X, so many opportunities on the exchanges over at Edge Zone. We know that those books aren't going to limit you, and so that's why that's a real big perk. Outside of knowing that you're getting access from Arbologist and Arbfather, is the fact that you're getting access to you're betting into really sharp books that you don't have to worry about getting limited. Yeah, Stack to Stacks is over there too, Irish. He's the effing man over there for DFS parlays. He's solid. Juice Bets, Juice Bets Darius. Obviously, I have there's some awesome guys in the sports betting space, and I've been fortunate enough to work with some different people, and definitely the Edge Zone and Juice Bets are my two favorite Discords. It's not even close. And so naturally, guys, if you're trying to find what works for you, I would definitely go over and try both of them, right? Try them both out, see what you like, see what works best for you. I think you're going to find that both are going to work for you. But this is how, if you're able to use a software like OddsJam, it's made you some money. This is how, in my opinion, you can start to branch out and kind of level up and graduate through your sports betting journey. That's kind of what it's all about. And so, as you know, guys, I really have changed my opinions on OddsJam software in terms of how I use and utilize and look at the software. Arbitrage betting, like we're on this page right now, it's really simple, right? This is how I got started. Arbologist, Arbfather all got started, which was just arbitrage betting, day trading the sports books, making a risk-free profit. You can see that Jamar Chase is here on a couple different spots with Sportzino. When you see Jamar Chase line up here on DraftKings, Bovada, and FanDuel, that means that Sportzino is the book that is making the mistake. Okay, they're making the mistake. So obviously, if you have DraftKings, you can hit this up, hit the over, the under. When the over has plus odds, the under has plus odds. You can day trade these books to make a profit. Now we're going to receive just under a 2.5% return off of our investment. And so the investment here, for those of you that are new to sports betting or new to arbitrage, we're going to wager $100 on Jamar Chase on his over. We're going to wager $95 on his under. So our total investment's $195. We don't know which side's going to win or lose. We have both sides covered, so it's called a hedge. No matter what happens, though, we're going to receive our $195 back plus a profit. So if the bet wins on DraftKings, we receive $200 back. If it's on Sportzino, we receive $199.50. So we're making either $5 or $4.50 in profit, no matter what happens to Jamar Chase. Whether he gets 20 catches or 0 catches, it doesn't matter. So with this strategy, the more money that you can invest into this, the more money you can make. So with player props, we talked about we want to kind of keep our bet sizes capped at $250 per side. You don't really want to go beyond $250, okay? So, and again, if Edge Zone, if anyone disagrees, feel free. Let's have a healthy conversation about that. But you put $250 in on DraftKings, you put $238 in over at Sportsino, you got $488 total investment. You're going to get paid out $500 no matter what happens. You're making $12 in profit. So this is a strategy that the more money you invest per day, the more money that you can make. And naturally, you want to get as many opportunities in under your belt as you can each day. The more bets that you can get in with arbitrage, the more money you're going to make. It's a very simple strategy. So at this moment, we don't see a lot of opportunities, right? I wouldn't take the soccer prop, but there's not a lot. And this is where you're going to have to figure out what's worth it to you. Is a 1.5% return on your investment worth it to you? If it's yes, get after it. If it isn't, then set up your filters over here at OddsJam so that you can find plays that are maybe worth a 4% return, right? This is where you can come down here and click create a certain specific filter, save this filter, click the push notifications, right? Just type in ARB with some dollar signs. This is where, maybe I'll create a couple extra dollar signs. This is then where you can create a specific filter that now you're going to receive an email on, right? So if I'm creating a filter, guys, and I'm having notifications pushed to me, I'm going to make sure that the plays that I'm going to receive are a little bit higher. I don't want to receive 60 emails in an hour from OddsJam. But if I receive 3 emails in an hour from OddsJam, I know that those 3 plays are really worth my time. So I would tell you guys, when you set up your notifications, set a higher bar. Make it worth your while for you. So that's what I would do right here. So over here on the markets, main markets, player props, this is how we're going to do it. DVIGs, guys, I do Pinnacle. Again, if you're just looking at like a desktop like I am, then you could set this to maybe 1% or maybe 2%, right? It all just depends on what you want to go after. Set this up for 2% to 10, and then you're going to see there's only 3 plays available right now. But again, if you come over to live, guys, this is going to be a little different story, right? Live arbitrage, you can see as soon as I click the live button, we're looking at like 9% returns off our investment. And so what you're going to want to do here with live arbitrage is I want to have a minimum percentage of 3, okay? And if you want to go a little higher, if you want to take this up to 5, okay, I'm fine with that. Set this as a 5% return. And then in-game status, if you're an experienced arbitrage bettor, you can have live selected, or if you just want to go stoppage, you could do that. And then all you're going to do is going to click the play button here. And then obviously you're going to select the sports books that you have accounts with, and then you're just going to wait for these plays to pop up. And what you want to do is you want to make sure that you're setting these up for, we're going to do a little deeper dive with arbitrage at the moment. You want to make sure that you are logged in. If you select FanDuel and MGM and Caesars and DraftKings and No Vig, you want to make sure that you're logged into all of these books before you click the play button. You want to be prepared, right? You don't want to be reactive. You want to be proactive. Hey, que pasa, Skunky? What's going on, man? I know we got to get over the hump, man. No doubt about that, bro. We're close. We're 12 away. So 12 more subs, guys. We hit 7,500 subs. Tomorrow's stream then would be the $75 giveaway to 7 people. No doubt about that. John said, morning, Billy. Can you say a few words to keep me going on the EV journey? Trying to scale up my profits coming from doing ARBs, having red days recently with EV, and it's discouraging. John, been there, done that, man. I understand where you're coming from. And a lot of people here can talk you through that as well because they've been in that spot, right? You can't talk to your buddies about this. They don't understand. They would just tell you to stop betting, right? But with EV betting, it's not always going to be, the coin's not always going to flip our way when it comes to this. So what you want to know is that you're going to trust either a couple of things. If you've lost more than you can stomach, then lower your wager sizes, lower your bet sizes, and get some more volume in, right? If you have gotten some volume in, let's take a look. Then this is where you can look back at the previous couple of days. Where have you been losing? What markets? Is there a pattern that we can identify? Is it a certain odds range, right? Are you going after plus 250 plays? Maybe let's knock this down to plus 150, right? Also, this is an opportunity for me to say, John, that if you want to get on a free 30-minute call with me, we can talk through your betting journey, and you can work with me one-on-one as I offer different coaching packages, and we can talk for free for 30 minutes. And we can kind of get an idea of your risk tolerance. We can kind of break down some different examples. And then, obviously, if you want to just work with me with coaching, this is what we kind of help do, right? So, gotta love that, Irish. Appreciate that. And Irish is definitely good about that, man. Irish is great when it comes to that for sure. Appreciate the support there, Irish. But, John, a couple of things, right? So this is where you're going to want to take a look at, what are we wagering into? So right now, if we're going to look at anytime touchdown scores for the NFL, right? Are we going after plays? Are we devigging? There's a lot of things with EV betting that can come into this. So the first thing is, what's our odds range, right? What's our minimum percentage? For you might want to make sure we set this at least 3%, okay? DVIG settings. Are we using OddsJam's recommended book weights, or are we devigging to a sharp sports book like Pinnacle or Circa or Bookmaker, right? And then what DVIG method are we using? Worst case, power, additive, multiplicative? Which one are we using there, right? Leagues, what are we going after? But specifically, what markets? Are we wagering on, I don't know, 6th inning money line 3-ways or 8th inning total runs? Are you betting on the first 3 innings money line? Like, if these are a little more niche markets, then we probably want to get rid of those, right? We want to focus on main markets and player props is what we want to do. And even if you are doing all that, John, the coin still might not flip your way. That's also the honest truth behind it. It might not go your way. Appreciate that, Irish. And obviously tail Alex, right? And tail Arbologist and Arbfather. If you see those 4 guys, Alex, Arbologist, Arbfather, are posting plays, definitely tail those plays. Those are going to be plays that are going to work out for you more times than not. No doubt about that. So when we're looking at tonight, right, we see Chase Brown. Okay, we see Chase Brown over at ESPN Bet. Now, compared to Pinnacle, this looks really, really good. If you have DraftKings, this is a good play. MGM, it's not as good, but it's still good mathematically, right? Anything that's above plus 131 odds, we really like this play. So if you have an ESPN bet account, I would bet this at ESPN. But again, DraftKings would be a good example where you could go hit this up as well. There's $70 in liquidity, guys, over here at No Vig. Go hit this up. Also, I mentioned this last week a lot. If you are someone that's watching the stream and you're like, hey man, I got limited on my ESPN bet account. Like I can't bet over there. Okay. And you look at me like, hey Billy, I like to bet $500 or more. Okay. Like that's not like liquidity over at No Vig, like $70. Like who cares? Then what I would tell you is if you have access though to ProfitX and No Vig, you have the world in your fingertips. Okay. Right in the palm of your hands. You can create markets. You can create odds ranges. You can create bets on No Vig and on ProfitX. So if you see ESPN bet at plus 145 and you look at me and go, I'm limited, dude. I can only bet $3 there. Okay. And if you have access to the exchanges, then go create a wager over on No Vig or ProfitX for plus 145 odds. Or create it for plus 144 odds, right? Or plus 150 odds. Go over there and set up your own markets. If you have access to any of the exchanges, like ProfitX and No Vig, any one of these plays that pop up, go after them. Honestly, something that I would do is I would go ahead and select Fanatics, right? I would go ahead and select Fanatics and I'd say, yo, what plays are popping up on the EV tool for Fanatics or MGM? And then I would just go create those plays over on the exchanges. See if you can get your order filled. Maybe not every single one is going to get filled, but why not try? Because the worst thing that happens is you get your money back, right? So that would be my strategy. If you're really limited on some books, but you have access to the exchanges, just go create a bunch of plays over there. They're looking at the EV tool here at OddsJam. There you go, Edge Zone. Watch our father, myself, plus EV bet, live bet on the stream, ask questions while tailing. We've been hot. Definitely. That's another really big thing behind Edge Zone is you're going to be able to watch these guys place bets and talk you through the process, right? And while Edge Zone has been growing, I can guarantee you right now Edge Zone is going to be a lot bigger in terms of a Discord group weeks and months from now. So right now is a nice time to get in because it's really, really small. They're smaller and you can ask some of those questions. They can give you a little bit more one-on-one time. Whereas later on, they're going to be growing. There's going to be more people there. It's going to be a little bit tougher. So all reasons to do that. HN here, even at minus 115, this is a great price on Pinnacle. Again, to FanDuel, it's not great, but if you have some type of boost that you can run over at FanDuel, then I'm in on this, right? I'm definitely in on this. Let me take a look at my phone real quick over here on FanDuel because I definitely want to see. I can't remember what they have going on, but they have something. They got something going on right now. And they're obviously going to notice that I'm in a different state, so I got to take a look at this. Let me see here. 1 second here, guys. I'm just pulling this up, and let me resend this. Okay, let me see what we got cooking over here in PA. So the promos that we got, I'm just looking at my phone here. Choose your reward today. So you can do either a 50% boost or a 30% boost. And honestly, because these are two different plays, guys, I'm going to go with Chase Brown and Achane, and I'm going to try to rock this as a two-leg parlay over here. FanDuel's offering us odds that are okay, but this boost is going to make it real solid. So I'm going to take anytime touchdown score Achane at minus 122, and then I'm going to come over here. I'm going to go to Bengals and Broncos. And then I'm going to come and put up Chase Brown. So we're taking both running backs. This isn't all that crazy of a play. And I want to make sure that I choose the reward. And I don't know which one I should go with maybe. Let's go with the 50% profit boost for sure. We're going to go with the 50% boost. Let me go back to the main menu here and see what's going on. Okay. I don't know if you guys are able to get this right now because I'm not seeing. I'm trying to select the reward, and it's not happening. It's given because I want to slap this reward on it right now, and I want to place this bet. But what I'd like to do is add this to a parlay. So add Brown right here, add Achane. If we're looking at Dobbins on his under, not a market I typically bet too often, guys, but it's one that we can definitely hit up. There we go. Okay, I got it now. Perfect. All right, I'm going to go back to this, guys, and just create this once more, and I'll share my screen with you. Just so you guys know, again, I like to keep it. I like to keep it so you guys know I'm actually putting my money where my mouth is. All right, anytime touchdown score, and we're looking at Chase Brown. And this is a 2-leg parlay, and this is perfect. So when we come over here to add these legs to the parlay, up here in the top right-hand corner, you can see that we should be getting odds of plus 358 on ESPN, and we both know that these are very EV plays. FanDuel's down here plus 319. But when I come over here to the computer, you're going to see that I'm on my phone here at plus 477. We're getting a really good boost adding this 50% boost for Chase Brown and Achane. So now this boost is going to pay me out a lot more than what it should. And I guess I don't have any money in here. All right, I got to add funds, guys. It's a whole cluster right now over here with Billy C. It's a whole cluster. But either way, guys, we're going to get this at plus 477, which is going to be awesome. So I'll just come down here and click the plus sign, and then we'll go from there. All right, there we go. Let's look over some other player props that we have going on right now. Something else that I love to do, guys. We're going to come over here, DVig to Bookmaker. And then we're going to come over here to football. And then we're going to also come over here to baseball. And we're going to look at main markets. And then we're going to look at some player props too. And the date range, guys, we're going to set this out for the next 7 days, okay? And we're going to set this up right now at the moment. And we're going to take a look at some player props for football and for, we're going to look for, what we're looking at, Pinnacle real quick. Let's look at Pinnacle for a second. And let's take a look at this. Okay, Pinnacle right here. You got a $10 first TD bet thrills. What we cooking, Chi-Town? I'll have to take a look. I'll have to take a look to see what we have cooking over there. Because I can't remember off to the side. I'm going to pull the DGF AI slip generator over here. And let me take a look what we got going on. Yeah, we're going to definitely take a look at that to see what we have going. So for some player props here, okay, the Darren Waller play, guys, I just don't know about that. I don't know about Darren Waller. Really don't know. I got to see what we got there. Let me make a quick deposit over here. There we go. All right, I'm in on this play. So now I got to go ahead. So now I'm good to go. All right, so we're good now. I went ahead and submitted the play. So this is going to be Achane and Chase Brown, 2-leg touchdown, 2-leg parlay for a touchdown at 477 odds. Again, if you guys open up the bet tracker over here on OddsJam, come over here, you can see that if I just come over in this little pencil right here, this is where I can say we're getting this at 477. It's an odds boost. And now there's my Chase Brown and Achane play. I also forgot, guys, we bet this on Kalsheet earlier. The under 46.5. This was earlier this week on Thursday. So I forgot I'm on the under. So we'll have to see how that goes. But some different plays here. ProfitX, Garrett Wilson. Again, guys, because I'm leaving today, I did withdraw all my money out of ProfitX because you have to execute that withdrawal in the state that you live in. Otherwise, you can't execute the withdrawal if I'm in Arizona when I can't use ProfitX. So you guys can go grab this on ProfitX. I'm done with my no-vig ProfitX for this weekend for the trip here in Pennsylvania. Maybe I'll throw a couple bucks in before we're done. But again, if any of the bets settle on ProfitX that I win, I can't withdraw that money. And I'm not going to be back here for a couple of months. So I just don't want to go ahead and do that. Garrett Wilson player receptions. There we go. There we go. Jalen Waddle under 4.5, but we got Tyreek over 5.5. So when we look at Waddle right here, this is a great play over at MGM. This is only 9 cents off to FanDuel, but it's well off to Bookmaker and to Pinnacle. So again, MGM, guys, not the hardest book in the world to beat. I'm totally fine with going after Jalen Waddle under 4.5 catches. Also, you could bet this over at Fanatics. Over at DraftKings, you could bet this over at FanDuel as well if you wanted to. It's not as good of a price. But again, the fair value is minus 128. This number's below that number. I can easily get behind that. No doubt about that. Now for Tyreek over 5.5, liquidity just went see you later. But here, this is a very good play to Pinnacle. Very good play to Bookmaker, to FanDuel, to DraftKings. I would be fine going after Tyreek over 5.5 catches. No doubt about that. Pick 6 is still available. Knicks, appreciate you sharing that, Eric. That's good to know. All right, Good question, Umar. Yeah, Edge Zone. Hopefully, if he's still on, they got some good questions there. If not, Umar, we'll make sure to get you that information. So if you want to give him a watch, you can take a look. But it's most likely going to be you have to join the Discord, and then you're going to be able to watch their streams. So unlike me, where you could just watch me on YouTube, you can take a look at the Edge Zone YouTube page. They might be streaming over there. Mercado, I like Epic. It's available in so Epic Fantasy. I like them in terms of they're available in Arizona, and what I really enjoy doing is I enjoy fading people. So a lot of people, so obviously some people you can create your parlay. It's a peer-to-peer based type of platform, and so what I really enjoy doing is taking on the action and becoming the house. We talked about this with Bet Openly. We talked about, and now with Epic as well. You can become the house and take on the action. Same with NoVig and ProfitX and 4CX, all these exchanges. You don't necessarily have to go and place bets where there's liquidity. You can create your own bets and take on action. So I like to, now I go through a fine-tooth comb with Epic because there's some sharp people out there. You know, people that know about Epic are typically people that are on this stream, that know about OddsJam, that know about sharp sports betting. But there's still some awesome opportunities out there where you can find some really good plays. So I love becoming the house over there. So if we're looking at this is just some different plays here, guys, as we're looking at. I also like to set this out for next week. So Jaguars plus 2.5 for only $11 against the Chiefs. I don't really know how I feel about that one. Today, T. Higgins over at Sugar House. Over 4.5 catches plus 143. This is a really good, same price over at FanDuel. You could bet this at FanDuel or NoVig if you wanted to, or ESPN Bet. All really good options. Whereas, Pinnacle's at plus 121. They're taking $1,000 on this. You can kind of see that Bet Rivers has been moving around a little bit, not too much. Pinnacle has stayed steadfast. They think it's plus 121 all day long. Okay. And then we got some other bets out here, guys, on Onyx, on DraftKings. If you have access to DraftKings and Onyx, I would prefer that you place this bet on Onyx because you're not going to ruin your relationship or DraftKings account, right? So for like the Bills and the Patriots, what I'm going to do right now, and again, you can get the Saints at plus 2.5. Plus 2.5 is okay. It's not ideal, but I would say that. Here we go. So I'm going to go log into Onyx right now. I'm going to double check these odds, and then I'm going to make a deposit over here because I would love to get this under. No doubt about that. So this is where, guys, early in the week with football, this is where you can find some really good value. And so let me go ahead and make a quick little purchase here. But in the meantime, guys, Tua to not throw a pick over at FanDuel. Oh, I like that. I like that a lot. Just a massive price off. Remember last week we bet on Russ to throw a pick for the Monday night game. That worked out. Today, it's Tua to not throw a pick. And every other sports book has this as a minus odds play. FanDuel's at plus odds. I'm totally fine betting this over at FanDuel. Totally fine. So I'm logging back in over here on Onyx. Okay. And we're going to look for this Patriots-Bills game. I'm going to pull this up on my phone, and we're going to see if this is out there. This might be the main line. It might be an alternate line as well. This is the Sunday night game, guys. There it is. Okay, I'm going to share my screen with you guys. OddsJam's telling me to wager what? $15? No way, dude. Gotta bet more than $15. This is a main line play that I really like. So I'm going to go in for a 150 spot right here on this under. Patriots-Bills. Sometimes you have to try again, guys. Don't worry about that. Or 3 times. Normally, after like 2 or 3 times, it's gone through for me. So it's never happened where like it never went through. This is kind of Onyx, guys. When you deal with smaller sports books, you kind of have to deal with these shenanigans. So there we go. We get that play, but again, you have to deal with, like, sometimes there's some serious shenanigans going on over there. So that's an Onyx play. And again, if you're using Onyx, guys, I would highly recommend to go after them for pre-match bets. They're a little bit difficult when it comes to live. And again, if you haven't signed up with Onyx yet, if you tail that play right there and bet $10 when you sign up, and then get yourself in, you're going to get yourself $100 in free bets. So it's going to be a solid time. Wow, Brett. Oh man, dude. Chi-Town. We just moved the price 15 cents. So what does that mean? That means we got it at minus 110 odds. Now it's at minus 125. So right before I placed the bet, you had to put up $110 to make $100. Now you have to put up $125 to make $100. So I don't want to say that I moved the market because I don't have that kind of ego, but we might have moved the market there because as soon as I placed submit bet, it immediately changed. But that means you still should be able to go over to DraftKings, guys, and bet this play. You still should be able to do that. One thing that I want to definitely do is over here on FanDuel, I got about $40 in here right now, guys. So we're going to go ahead and hit this Tua play up to not throw a pick. Instead of me having to make multiple, this is at plus 104, and I really like this Tua play. Definitely in on this. Jake Browning might be a good play we're going to have to take a look at as well. So nice to have another doubleheader. I don't mind the doubleheaders, to be honest with you guys. Come over here to passing props. We're going to scroll down to Tua interception. We're going to click on no. And then I got like $40 over here, and we're going to hit that play up. There we go. Tua no, and we're in. We're in for him to not throw a pick tonight. And so there it is. Throw this in the bet tracker, guys. Completely free bet tracker. Love to see it. All right, so Chi-Town was mentioning earlier how he has an anytime touchdown score or first touchdown score on thrills. So a couple things that we could do, guys. If you like to bet first touchdown scores, we're going to open up this event page. Again, guys, we are 12 subscribers right now away from hitting 7,500 subs. I'm giving away $75 to 7 people if we hit it. So subscribe to the channel if you haven't, because we want to definitely give away some cash. So these are player touchdowns, right? What you could do over here is up here in the top, you can just type in first. And you can see first touchdown score is going to be right here. And so we can go ahead and take a look at this. Come down to first touchdown score. If you have thrills, I have them right over here. Looks like if the play is in bright green, that's the best odds that you're receiving. So Chi-Town, one thing I will say, Cincinnati defense, there's only one sports book that's offering this right now. You can see props builders at plus 2,500. This might be the play over at thrills. I know it's a long shot play, but that looks really, really good. Thrills is not popping up for anyone else, and that's not because Thrills isn't offering these markets. It's most likely because OddsJam isn't pulling in their data. So definitely take a look at this. But if you see, like on Chase Brown, okay, first touchdown score, DraftKings or Onyx is offering the best price. It's easy to see because they're in bright green, right? Let me move myself down here, down on the bottom. So if you're receiving a boost, that's something you can do. But again, first touchdown scores, guys, don't be afraid to throw it on a long shot play, right? If FanDuel's running that challenge again like they did last week, put it on, where you're going to be able to win some bonus bets. Throw it on someone that you're not used to seeing, right? But like Gesicki over here with Onyx and DraftKings would be the play. And if I'm looking for FanDuel, I would say Tyler Batty would be the play here at plus 6,000 odds. But this just depends on the sports book that you have an account with, and you can find some really, really good opportunities for first touchdown scores. So right now it looks like the Bengals defense, but again, that's the only one that's pulling in odds. OddsJam's pulling odds for. If we look at the Jets and the Dolphins first touchdown score over at Thrills, again, they're just pulling in the defensive odds, which are kind of tough. So let's find an example where I would say, yeah, dude, like this is great. This is an incredible price. One play would be Allen Lazard, okay? So here's why line shopping is so important. Excuse me. If you placed a $10 wager on Allen Lazard over at BetMGM or Caesars, you're going to make $400 in profit if he scores the first touchdown. If you place that same $10 wager on FanDuel, you're making $700. You are literally putting an extra $300 in your pocket, placing this bet over at FanDuel compared to MGM. So what I like to do, now that you can get really good prices on the running backs. This is a massive difference. $10 wager on Fanatics pays you out $250, pays you out $700 on FanDuel. Why would you place your $10 wager at Fanatics, right? It does. Line shopping is so critical, guys. You have no idea how much money you are leaving out on the table by not line shopping. So, and this is no different, guys, than when you go to the store, right? You don't go to the store when you want to go buy a new TV or you want to buy steaks or you want to buy a new vehicle. You don't go and say, you know what, I want to pay more money over at this car dealership compared to this car dealership. No, you're shopping for the best price possible. Same rules apply when it comes to sports betting. We're looking for the best price possible because instead of receiving savings, we're receiving more money in our pocket. It's the opposite. We're getting paid out more than what we should. So that's why line shopping is so critical, and having access to all these sports books obviously is going to put more money in your pocket. So Jalen Waddle, first-time touchdown. You could see the ESPN bet's paying us out way more, right? If we look at who scored last week for the Dolphins, it was Ollie Gordon in that Thursday night game against the Bills. This is a bit of a difference over here. But look at Fanatics. Fanatics is giving you plus 900 odds, right? But you're going to see commercials for Fanatics saying that they're the best sports book in America. They stink. They're not giving you anything for this. ESPN bet's paying you double what Fanatics is paying you for Ollie Gordon first touchdown score. Go bet this over at ESPN, right? And again, if you put a $100 wager down, that's $1,800 in your pocket compared to Fanatics where it's $900. So, these are things when you're betting on parlays, all of this adds up, guys. All of this adds up down the road. If you're someone that looks at me and goes, hey man, I just place 5 bets a weekend. I just like to bet a couple NFL games. But if you're doing that every Sunday, the bets that you do win when you're not line shopping, you're not making as much money as you should be, right? That's a big deal. That adds up over the course of weeks. It all makes a difference. So honestly, I would say Alan Lazard, but obviously for you Chi-Town or Thrills, I don't know what Thrills is. You're going to have to look at OddsJam screen Chi-Town and then look at Thrills and kind of compare it that way. But that's what I would do. Let's go back over the EV tool, do a little bit of a refresh. Let's get a little bit more specific here, okay? So we talked about, this is a great time, guys, to bet some NFL mainline markets, okay? Mainline markets, and let's just focus on the next 7 days. So main markets over here, okay? We're talking about the Jaguars at plus 2.5, Saints plus 2.5. Not great odds. You can see we were betting this under on this Bills game and on Onyx. Now that's gone, right? But you can still get it over at DraftKings. But if we look at this over here in the Titans and the Cardinals, there's only $17 in liquidity here, guys. Not a big deal. Saints and the Giants. The Saints money line here. These are two teams that are garbage against each other. Spencer Rattler against Jackson Dart. Jackson Dart, while he didn't cash our underdog slip, he didn't have a bad outing as well. So I don't mind that. Also, this Broncos-Bengals game, getting the Bengals at plus 7.5 is a very key number. Getting the Jets at plus 2.5, not nearly as big of a deal as getting the Bengals at plus 7.5, right? 3 and 7, the two most important numbers in football. Plus 7.5, I like that, right? I like that a lot. I like that more than plus 2.5. But the Saints on the money line here, plus 115 odds, this is a great play. This is 10 cents off to Pinnacle, 8 cents off to some of the other books. I'm very okay with betting the Saints. And I guarantee you guys, if you waited until Friday or Saturday to bet the Saints money line, you're not going to receive the same price as you can right now at MGM. So go ahead and bet the Saints money line. If you're limited on MGM, please bet this. If you're not limited on MGM, I would say don't bet this because this is one way that you can get limited a lot faster. And so we want to extract as much value out of that MGM account before we get limited. But if you are limited, smash this play on MGM. It's a great play. Love it. What else we have cooking? So these are just the plays right now for the NFL. If we went and switch this up, we're going to go DVIG settings, we're going to go bookmaker, and then we're going to go take a look at college football. And so when we look at college football, bookmaker just accepts more money than Pinnacle does for wagers on college football, so they have more confidence in their plays. And as you can see, early on, bookmakers telling you to place a lot of bets over at Pinnacle. Any recreational books at the moment, I'd say maybe Miami of Ohio against Northern Illinois. Again, this is MAC football, but a lot of Pinnacle plays, right? This is where everyone's like, well, why would you bet into Pinnacle? Well, because bookmakers taking more money on a lot of these plays. They're taking more money so we can bet more over there. Vanderbilt, Alabama, it's SEC football. It's popular. Last year, Vanderbilt pulled the upset off. This year, we'll see if Alabama tries to get them back, but the over 58 points, this seems to be a very good number that we can get because bookmakers, number one, taking more money, and they're at minus 108. Prime Sports agrees with them. Again, they kind of copy their odds. These are just two different opinions, but because Bookmaker takes more money than Pinnacle, I would love to bet over at Pinnacle if I could, right? So if you see the Bet 105 logo, again, use code BillyC. Your first deposit of $100, you're going to receive a $50 free bet. It's a 1x rollover, guys, so you have to wager $150 one time. Again, a lot of tools at OddsJam that can work you through that. You're going to make some really good money. It's a great book where you can bet in Pinnacle, right? Pinnacle does not allow U.S. citizens to place bets over there, but Bet 105 does, and they copy Pinnacle's odds. So getting this over 54.5 on Kent State versus Oklahoma, bingo, dude. This is all about this. The only book that's offering plus odds is Pinnacle. I love to go and place a bet over there. And speaking of that, if I have access, I got some money over there. I'm going to log into my Bet 105 account right now because I think I got some money over there. But can't remember off the top of my head. So we're going to take a look. Tomorrow, guys, I will be back in Arizona. There won't be a stream this evening as I'm flying back to Arizona this afternoon. I'll get into Arizona this evening, but we will be back in the saddle in my normal, comfortable surroundings out in Arizona tomorrow. So we're going to be able to share some slips for PrizePicks and Underdog. All right, so I don't have a lot of money over there. I only got like $40, but still, I'm going to go grab this. Go grab this over, what is it, 54.5 on Kent State and Oklahoma. Would highly recommend, guys, again, the more books that you have, the more opportunities that you have. So I'd highly recommend, going over there and grabbing this. The max wager right now is $500. I'm only have $38 in the account, but we got it. We got that bet, so I'm in for $38 on this over. Wish I could have wagered a little bit more, but just got to move some money around and get it in there. Okay, there it is. So if you, I would definitely test this out, guys. If you have a Bet 105 account, again, you've seen these plays pop up time and time again over here. Early in the week, Bet 105, very good time. Very good time you're going to really enjoy, especially if you can maybe get some key numbers here. Again, if you can get Central Michigan at -7, and then later in the week they're -7.5, -8, then you got a really good number, right? That's what it's all about here. So some small little different things that we can do to kind of help out. Again, if you have questions, email me, DM me, reach out. Don't be afraid to ask. But guys, we're going to finish things up over here with the DGF AI slip generator, and then we're going to kind of call it a day because I got to pack up. I got to get ready to kind of shake, rattle, and roll. Here we go. We got to grab this one over here. So DGF, let's take a look, and we're going to go over their AI slip generator right here. Take a look. They also have a fantasy optimizer, guys. I like their AI slip generator. It's a little bit different. Here's a 3-pick entry on PrizePicks and on Underdog. Let me make sure I can get this in the screen. Yeah, there we go. So a 3-pick entry on PrizePicks and Underdog. Chi-Town, yeah, what are my thoughts on Pickett locking stuff up behind paywalls now? I see the Pro Shore has offshore tracking. Yeah, I'm not a fan of that. Pickett's been obviously offering their services for free for a few years now. They've been really good. One of my favorites to use. I think to me, I'm massively disappointed that now they are making you pay a monthly membership just to track your stuff. Yeah, I don't appreciate it from Pickett, that's for sure. Because for so many people, that's just a wonderful free tool that you can utilize that, you can just track all your bets. And yeah, I'm not a fan of that decision being made. And I think it's a bit of a cash grab for sure. No doubt about that. They're just trying to make some more money off you, which is really unfortunate. If you guys notice here as well, this is a 3-pick entry on Dabble. So top slip is Underdog, lower slip is Dabble. Both are 3-pick entries. Yeah, definitely unfortunate. So it kind of is what it is, but I don't know. Also, guys, I will be dropping a video today, new video on the channel. It's going to be coming out, so definitely take a look at it and give your comments, give your honest feedback. If you think it sucks, let me know if it sucks. If you think it's awesome, let me know. But dropping a new video here shortly, just to kind of let you guys know what's going on, which will be a lot of fun. Obviously, if you are an OG, you're going to get early access to my content. That's kind of the nice thing is. So the OG should get access to that video within about an hour, if less than that. Just depends on the upload speeds, right? And then, but for everyone else, they'll get access to it later today. But that is a perk of being a channel member. We got a lot of great channel members: Skunky, Chi-Town, Orty. We got a lot of great guys over here. Ken's one of them for sure. Guys have been supporting me for a long time. I really appreciate it. So, But yeah, so we're going to be dropping a video here in just a little bit, guys, on the channel. But otherwise, that's where we're going to kind of conclude things. I'm going to go in, have some late breakfast, get ready to pack up and head to the airport, and talk to you guys tomorrow in Arizona, where we're going to be able to smash some more DFS plays and look at the upcoming slate of games for Week 5 NFL, Week 6 college football, and playoff baseball. Very excited the MLB playoffs are here, guys. We're going to be getting back to betting on baseball. It's going to be a great time. If nothing else, guys, enjoy the Monday.